Hey y'all, so today I am gonna be telling the story about how I caught my girlfriend cheating on me. This is a long awaited story. Like, I know it's probably gonna be a lot of parts, and it's gonna be a little bit confusing, and it's gonna be like a little bit weird, but I've never had the chance to speak on the story. I never said nothing. I just let time pass and had to like handle my emotions and stuff, because this is something that affected me. It still affects me to this day, just my trust issues and stuff like that. But I never got my chance to tell my side of the story and what really happened. So with that being said, I feel like now's the time. I'm gonna put a disclaimer. I'm not telling the story to bash anybody involved. I'm not telling this story for any negativity, anything like that. I'm simply telling this story because it's my truth, and like I said, it's something that I went through that was really, really, really traumatic, and it's really crazy. Like, the story played out really crazy. I think it's like funny. Like, it's funny now, but like back then it was really crazy. Like, oh my gosh. But okay, let me just start. Okay, I have to set the scene. So me and this girl, which like I'm sure most of y'all know, this was like a popular relationship that I was in. We met through social media. I really didn't know much about her. Like, I knew of her because like she lived in my city, but I didn't really know much about her. Like, literally right before we met, I was in a previous relationship, so I wasn't really like looking like for people for real. And then like I had heard about her, and I had heard like a story like, oh, her and her ex like had like a little crazy situation on Instagram before or something. Like, I just heard like he say, she say, but I didn't really know too much of this person until I finally became single. And I think I followed her on Instagram, or somehow we got each other's Instagram, and I'm like, dang, she kind of cute, like, hold on. And so I think I end up like being a little bit friendly. And then also during this time, I started to go outside more, like to the club. This is when I freshly, I think, turned like 19 or 20. So I was starting to get into that type of scene, and she worked like in nightlife. So like I started to hear more about her, and I started to see more of her. And then sooner or later we exchanged social medias. I don't really remember. This is like 3 years ago now. But we end up exchanging social medias. And I end up like kind of DMing her, shooting my shot. Like, oh, you don't ever hang out with me. Like, why you don't hang out with me? Like, why you don't be outside with me? Something corny. I don't know. And then literally from there, like, we kind of hit it off. She was like, all right, pull up. Like, come here type shit, okay? Like, something like that. And she said like a place and a time, and literally like me and my family pulled up, and we was like, okay, what's up? Boom. Okay, so after that, we literally hit it off. Like, we started talking. Like, the first day we really hung out, like, we were intimate, and like we just started talking. Like, it kind of got serious fast. Like, it was very unexpected. We didn't even know each other like that. Like, y'all know how lesbian relationships be. We didn't know each other like that. We didn't really know much about each other. We knew that we both were like kind of getting out of like toxic previous relationships, but I didn't really know too much. I just knew she had an ex, and she knew I had an ex, and we were like feeling like, dang, okay, like we were feeling like that crush. Like, it was like that rush sensation when you finally get a crush again. Like, in school, you want to go to school every day to see your crush type of thing. Like, we were like excited. Like, it was fun. Like, we were going out all the time. We were drinking. Like, all of our friends were coming. All of our friends were vibing. Like, she was taking care of me. Like, she was buying me gifts. Like, it was just instantly like butterflies. Like, I instantly like liked her, and I feel like she felt the same way about me. Okay, cool. So now, like I said, we're hanging out. We're seeing each other like every day. I'm going to her house every day. Like, we're like getting a little bit more serious. And so one day we go out, because like I said, she works in nightlife. Let me give her a name. We're gonna call her Jay. So Jay works in nightlife, and one day we going out, and we're like, oh, we're gonna go like to a little after hours. So mind you, we go out, we see her ex at the place that we're at. I don't say anything, not my business. Like, cool. And we're like, okay, we're gonna go to after hours. So we go to after hours, and all I can remember is her ex pulled up. We're in a car, ex, L pulled up, and she was like yelling, like, she's like, what's up? Like, this who you with? Like, this what you want? Like, basically saying like, oh, like, for real. I'm guessing she didn't know what was going on. She didn't know what was up. I don't know. what their situation was, because I still really don't know to this day. But all I know is she pulled up and she caused a scene, basically making it seem like they still had something going on. Mind you, to my knowledge, they were done. They didn't have anything going on. That's what I was told. So I'm thinking, like, she's tripping. Like, the ex is tripping. Like, she off you. Like, what are you doing? But I don't know to this day. So instantly, I'm already seeing, like, their ex is, like, a crazy ex. Okay, cool. She's giving me the rundown. I'm kind of, like, confused about the situation. A little irritated because, like, damn, you have people, like, coming up to us. Like, it was just a weird situation. And she was, like, trying to explain to me, like, I'm not talking to her. Like, we have not talked. She is obsessed with me. She's crazy. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's a liar. Like, just saying all this stuff about her. Like, she's a liar. She's crazy. Like, I hate her. Like, I really don't like her. We are not together. We don't talk. Just going on and on and on and on. Trying to, like, get me to believe, like, they have nothing going on. And I truly did believe her. Like, I'm like, okay, they don't have anything going on. Like, the girl's just crazy. Like, because there are people that are really crazy, and there are people that aren't crazy. Like, you know what you have going on. But at this time, like I said, I didn't know. And I thought this was going to be a one-time thing, but the ex kept coming up all the time. Like, the ex was something that came up in our relationship, in our conversation, our whole relationship. And we didn't date for too long, but I want to say it was about a year. But we're going to get to the situation. So cool. Now, we've gotten into a relationship, and she's, like, telling me, like, oh, the ex is, like, throwing slugs at her. Like, the ex is doing this. The ex is doing that. Like I said, the ex keeps coming up in conversation. Like, mind you, her ex was also kind of, like, friends with her friends. Like, kind of, but not really. So, like, we would see her out often. Or, like, we would see her, like, on Instagram with her friends. Or we would just see her around. Like, and it always came up in conversation. To a point where I started being a little bit like, this is a little weird, like, eyebrow raise, like, why is this ex continuously coming up? But like I said, at this point in my relationship, I didn't think that this ex would be our downfall. Like, I didn't think that this ex would be the one she cheated on me with. Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of how I caught my girlfriend cheating on me. I'm sorry that it took me a little bit of time. I wanted to go through, like, all my old stuff and all of our old stuff to make sure I hit the right key points that come back up in the story later, and make sure I have all the evidence, screenshots, pictures, videos of everything that I'm going to be inserting in this story, because they're going to be needed. Also, to the people commenting, saying nice and kind words, I really appreciate it. And to the people that are commenting saying, like, oh my gosh, she's still not over this, I am very much and very well over the situation. I honestly forgive her for the situation. I'm not even mad, or do I feel ways anymore. I just want to speak on my experience and my story. So if you don't want to listen, or you feel the way about it, or I'm not over it, then just stop watching it here, because you really want to know, and you nosy. So okay, so boom, me and my girlfriend are now, like, officially girlfriends. We're in a relationship. She asked me to be her girlfriend December something, I don't remember, it was in December. And so we're in a relationship, and we are, like, living at her house, basically, because I was still living with my mom at the time, so I was always over there. We were living separate, but I was always over there, so we were living at her house. And so we knew her lease was about to come up. I want to say April, May, or June. I don't remember. Sometime in the spring towards summer, her lease was about to be up, and we wanted to move together. So we wanted to get a 2-bedroom apartment because, like, we both were, like, doing YouTube at the time, and we were both, like, doing things at the time where we kind of needed our own space. So we were like, we're gonna get a 2-bedroom, and we're gonna go half on rent. We're, like, kind of looking for apartments, kind of really not looking, wondering if we should just stay in the apartments that she lives in, and we're just gonna upgrade to a 2-bedroom there, or we're gonna, like, move to another apartment in a different area of town. Like, we didn't really know. But she mentions, like, oh, my ex-girlfriend lives in, like, the same, like, brand of apartment complex as I do, and we can go look there, or we can go look in the same brand of apartment complex. Kind of like a Camden. It wasn't a Camden, but, like, oh, she lives in another Camden. It's really nice, and it has this, and that. Cool. That will come up later. But we end up just deciding to move into the same apartment complex she lived in, because we didn't have to go through a whole application process and da-da-da-da. They already, like, since you already been living here and you have a good record, you could just upgrade. We'll just advance, like, you know, move you to the next shit without having to do all that. Cool. So we end up moving into her apartment, I want to say May or June, sometime, like I said, spring going into summer, around that time, and we start going half on rent. So back to the ex, L. let me tell you something about Elle. So Elle also works in nightlife. She is a dancer, and Elle is bad. Bitch, friend. Bitch, I said you bad. That bitch is bad. I'm not a hater. So, like, knowing that they both worked in nightlife, I was already kind of on, like, edge because, you know, I don't know if I had just a gut feeling that something was going on, which I ended up being right about, but I just was, like, on edge. Like, they both work in nightlife. I'm not always with her at work. They're always in the same scenery, and I'm not there. It might have been just my own little insecurity and trust issues, but I definitely thought about it often. Like, dang, they both kind of work in the same shit. Like, I don't be around all the time. Like, I don't know. At this point, we're living together, and Elle finally gets a new girlfriend. I'm like, yes, she finally got a new girlfriend. Like, she gonna be off my bitch. Yes, she finally moved on. I don't know how I end up finding out that Elle got a new girlfriend. We're gonna call Elle's new girlfriend Kay, so try to keep track. I kind of knew of Kay because she did YouTube at the same time I was kind of doing YouTube, and you know, it's not too many Houston YouTubers in the lesbian community that you wouldn't know if you're doing YouTube, so I kind of knew of her. I'm like, oh, okay, like she finally like got a new girlfriend, cool. So my girlfriend at the time and Kay, which is the ex's new girlfriend, they kind of looked alike. They didn't have the same features or anything like that, but they looked alike. Like, they were like about the same height, the same skin tone. They wore the same hairstyles. They dressed the same. They were both like masked. They wore hats. Like, they looked alike a lot. And my girlfriend did not like that. She did not like that. She was steady being compared to her ex's new girlfriend. She hated that. Like, it bothered her. Like, it really, really, really bothered her for some reason, which I didn't understand why, because, like, okay, the girl just got a type. Like, I didn't think that was, like, a crazy bad thing, but it really, really, really irritated her. It was not something that was to be joked about. It was not funny, which I don't know why she really cared that much, but yeah. So, I don't want to shit on the whole relationship. Like, we had our ups and downs. Like, we definitely had our honeymoon phase for a long time. We definitely were, like, having goods and bads. I definitely started to see over the time she had anger issues, which I will be showing later. But, like, we had our goods, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, we had good ass moments, and we had our just bad ass moments, bro. Like, a regular relationship, ups and downs. The downs were really downs, and the ups were really ups. But it was regular. Like, I, like, was in love with her, and I was loyal to her. And I don't know if she was loyal to me for the whole time, but I think she was loyal to me at a certain point. So cool. It was just some weird static between my girlfriend and the ex's new girlfriend, Kay. I don't know what it was. Like, we would see them out, you know, a few times here and there. Like, they would have, like, sections, like, in the same club as us. And, like, they would be, like, across from us in the club. And, like, it would be, like, trying to see who would outdo each other, buy bottles. Like, she would just try to show out. Like, I just felt like she was doing things on purpose to make other people mad. I don't feel like she was actually doing things genuinely sometimes. Maybe sometimes she was. I really don't know. But I just felt like she was doing things to make the other girl mad. Or she would say things or post things that just was like, why do you care so much? Like, why do you care? Like, why are you even thinking about it? Like, who cares? Like, I didn't pay no mind to my ex at all. Like, I don't know who or what my ex was doing at that time. But her ex, like I said, just kept coming up. Okay, this is where the story starts to get good. So let me mention this also. So at this point, I want to say June, something happened to my car, which is a whole nother story time in itself. I got sugar put in my tank, or something put in my tank. So my car was just fried, and we were trying to see if I could get the car fixed at the time, or if I needed to get a new car. So at this time, I'm carless. So if she went anywhere, or if I needed to go anywhere, I was using her car, or we were going together, because we usually went to, like, majority of the things that we were doing together. Or if I needed to do something with myself, I just had to Uber. Like, I just didn't have a car at this time. I was carless as hell. So this is, I want to say, June. And 4th of July was coming up. 4th of July is my grandma's death anniversary. It was about to be 1 year. It was going to be 1 year that my grandma had passed away. And I let her know many times throughout the relationship, it's going to be a hard day for me. And I want, like, to spend it with you. I want to be with you. I want to be with somebody that I care about and love. And that's going to make me feel better about the day. I don't want to be sad all day. I want to embrace her that day, if that makes sense. So a few days before 4th of July, she ends up telling me she's going to go do a YouTube video with this girl. This said girl is the girl that she ends up getting into a relationship with after we broke up. But on the day she goes to do this video, we end up kind of getting in an argument because I don't really trust her. Like, her location isn't working. She's not where she claimed that she was. Something was off. Like, it was just not making sense. And I knew, and I had a gut feeling. But we just got into it, and she didn't want to give me her location after that day because I had like broken her trust, which I obviously had the right reason because she ended up getting with her after me. But she didn't want to share locations with me anymore, and I just kind of had to deal with it. Like, damn, I guess like maybe I am wrong for not being trusting, but I don't know. So boom, finally 4th of July comes, which is my grandma's passing date, and let's say 4th of July, I don't remember what day of the week it was, but you know, you kind of celebrate 4th of July, July 3rd at 12 a.m. Like, July 3rd at 12 a.m. at night. So I knew she had to work in the club because she's a DJ, and I knew she had to work, and I kind of was like, dang, okay, well, I'm going to be bringing in 4th of July kind of by myself, and then kind of sad, and I let her know, like, please come home after work. I'm going to be sad. I want to spend this day with you. It really, 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 really means a lot to me. She's like, yes, I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna spend time with you. I'm gonna make you feel good. I'm gonna be there. So she goes to work. She gets off work, and she's like, I'm not gonna lie, babe. I am gonna go out, but I'm gonna go out for an hour. And I'm like, all right, I can't tell a grown-ass woman what she can do. She's like, I'm gonna go here to this place. She's telling me where she's going. Mind you, I've never heard of anybody go to this place in my entire life. A place that I've never heard of. And I said, okay, since you're going out and I'm feeling bad, can you please just share your location with me just to give me some comfort, just some type of emotions and some type of feelings? And she's like, no, I'm not sharing my location with you because of the previous shit that happened a few days before. So I'm just at home, assed out. And she doesn't come home an hour later. She doesn't come home 2 hours later. She comes home 10 a.m. the next day after I've been blowing her phone up out all night, after I've been calling her, after I've been texting her. I get nothing. I am left for dead the entire night. Welcome to part 3 of how come my girlfriend cheating on me. So in the last part I said that she didn't want to share her location with me because of the situation that happened a few days prior. But because I kept begging her and I was like, please, 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 she ends up sending me like the address of the place on maps. Like, you know how you could share like a restaurant address to somebody that you're trying to meet up with? She sends me like the Apple Maps location, but not her location. And I'm like, that's weird. I could have just searched it up myself, but okay. So she goes out and I don't hear from her at all. I'm starting to get worried at this point at like 6 or 7 because I'm like, dang, did she get pulled over? Did something bad happen? Did she get in a car accident? I'm worried at this point. Like, did something wrong happen? I'm like, there's no way she's doing me dirty. Like, there's no way she being sneaky or she lying about where she at, until I go back to the Apple Maps location and I'm looking at it to see, like, what is this place? Like, did she really go here? And it said closed. It had said closed way before I even checked it. I'm like, there's no way that she's still there. It's closed. So now I'm getting a gut feeling that something is off. Like, the place says closed. Her phone was on and then it went off. Like, she turned her phone off or like went on airplane mode. So my messages were delivering and then it stopped delivering. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know where she's at. I have no communication. And usually if she's like hella drunk, she'll call me and she'll be like, babe, I need you to Uber to where I'm at and come get us and drive us home because I can't drive. Like, she usually does that if she's way, way, way too drunk. So I'm like, huh? So it's 10 a.m. I hear the front door unlock. She walks in. I hear her put her stuff down, and she goes to the couch. And I just don't know, like, what happened. Because I can't see the front door, like, from our room. So I walk out the room. She's on the couch in a ball laid up like this. And I'm instantly pissed. I'm happy that she's good and she's okay. But instantly, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Where the fuck were you? What? Huh? You're not going to come in here and say sorry? You know how important this day was to me? You just going to go lay on the couch? Like, huh? I rush in there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Where the fuck were you? Blah, 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 blah. I'm going in. I'm flooding her with questions. I'm mad. Like I said, I'm happy that she's okay. Nothing bad happened. But now that I know you're okay, I'm on your ass. I'm not even lying. She's like, oh, I got really, really drunk and I couldn't drive home. I had to go to my friend's house and sleep over there just for a few hours till I was able to sober up and I came home. Now, I'm like, what friend? And the friend that she tells me, she didn't go over there because that friend has a newborn baby, like one month or 2 months at the time. I'm like, there's no way you went to those people's house and woke up their newborn baby to stay over there for a few hours. If anything, I know her. Like I said, she would have called me or she would have just slept in her car. Like, she wouldn't have drove to somebody's house. And then you're saying you drove to somebody's house that lives the same distance. Like, you would have just drove home. But you had enough soberness to drive there and not text me or not say anything, knowing how worried I am, knowing how important this day was. And then your phone turns off. And then now, all of a sudden, your phone's on when you get home. My messages have finally delivered. It just didn't add up. So instantly I'm like, you're lying. Like, this shit is fucking wrong. Like, you out of line, bro. Like, you know how important this day was to me. Like, you know how I feel. Like, and you left me for that. You didn't say nothing. You didn't do anything. You're not even trying to prove to me right now, like, that you was there. Like, you have no way to show, like, where you really was at. Plus, the place is closed. So where were you actually? Like, it just didn't add up. I don't even know if that place was, like, open, like, in business. I don't even think it was. I've never heard of that place before, ever. I don't know. So we get into it, and I'm like, I'm leaving. Like, you know what? You at home now and you good? I'm going to my mama's house. I'm not dealing with this shit. I know you're lying. I know some weird shit is going on, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. And I really didn't know how I was gonna get to the bottom of it because I didn't know anything. I was checking people's Instagram stories trying to see if she was somewhere else. I was trying to see where she was. Who were you even with? Like, what's up? Like, it just didn't make sense. I leave. I go to my mama's house. I'm like, I'm gonna spend a day at my mama's house. I'm gonna just sleep at my mama's house today. I just need some space from you because something ain't adding up, and I'm fucked up on this important ass day. And like, hello. And she's kind of like feeling bad, I could see, but she's like, I mean, if you think you should go to your mama's house and get some space, like, I guess she's kind of like whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I leave and go to my mama's house. I'm hella sad. I'm telling all my friends what the fuck is going on. Because, my job, this is like the second or third day that has been some bullshit in a row. And they feeling for me. And I'm just like, this shit is fucked up. Like, we finally moved in together. And this is the shit that I'm dealing with. Like, it's been good for so long. And now it's getting bad. And I'm feeling bad. Like, I'm extremely in love with you. And it's very known. And I'm dealing with this shit, and I don't even know what the fuck to say. Like, am I honestly wrong for not being trusting, or am I right for having this gut feeling? Like, I don't know. I really don't. So I'm at home for most of the day, just sad, kind of just with my mom. And my best friend at the time is like, why don't you come out with me? We're going to go out to this club. Why don't you come out with me? Mind you, the club that they're going out to is a club that my girlfriend's DJing at that night. And she's like, we're going to go out. Why don't you just come out? And, you know, maybe y'all will talk there. Like, let's go. Like, meet me there. So my best friend gets me an Uber, and she Ubers me, like, to the club. And, you know, I walk in, I speak to my girlfriend, but, like, it's kind of weird. And I'm just feeling bad. I'm just like, whatever. I'm going to just try to have fun. I'm going to take a shot. Like, my best friend doesn't want me to feel bad. And the reason we went to that club, because her girlfriend and my girlfriend at the time were good friends. And they, you know, be going, and my girlfriend was, like, she's able to get, like, free drinks and stuff like that. So I wasn't just opposed to not going, but I did want to get some space from her. But I did want to also still be around her because I love her. That's my girlfriend. But I was like, you know, I'm going to just go, and I'm going to see how it goes. So I get to the club. Like I said, we hug. I'm like, hey. She's like, oh, I didn't know you were coming. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't know I was coming either. Like, my best friend at the time wanted me to come. And I was like, you know, I'm just come, so I'm not sad. And we're kind of, like, smiling at each other, like, trying to make up, like, you know. Because I could tell she feels a little bit bad about the night before. But she's still not really explaining. But we're just trying to make up, right? As I'm at the club. Oh my gosh. This shit gives me the chills when I tell this story, because it's like God was really on my side, or the universe is really on my side, because the way this played out is so crazy. While I'm at the club, I get a DM from Kay. Kay is L's new girlfriend, my girlfriend's ex's new girlfriend. And I'm like, So before I even say anything to my girlfriend, I show my best friend. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I will be inserting a screenshot in here. And she's like, do you know what happened last night? I'm like, oh my gosh. My heart drops to my ass. I'm like, no, I don't. And oh my gosh, do I even want to know? Like, oh my gosh. I'm sick. I'm sick to my stomach. Hi guys, welcome to part 4 of my yearly story time about how I caught my girlfriend cheating on me. I want to clarify a few things from part 1 again, because things are getting a little weird now. This video is not to bash anyone. Like, it's seeming like this is a competition to make who look who worse at this point, and that's not what it was at all. And I do tell this story a lot because this is something that I feel like was significant in my life. And I feel like I should tell this story 1,000 times over to help myself or to help anyone else in the future that might want to feel like they're not alone. Because when I went through this, I felt alone. I have been threatened with a cease and desist by the recipient's mom, which I will be putting here in the screenshot. and a defamation of character lawsuit. But everything that I'm saying is the truth. I have receipts, and I don't know. But like I said, I'm telling this story straight out of experience. I have spoke upon this story before. Like, if you search it up, you might find a lie from here and there. But I've never told the story in full detail. I've never explained what happened with receipts and proof because I've always been portrayed to be a liar or delusional. So I have never linked with Laura and Riley ever in my life. If anybody can find a clip, video, proof, or anything like that showing me that I have linked up with them in person, that is not true. I did a live with them for 5 minutes one time. I have never linked up with them ever in my life. I don't know where that came from. I also do not do voodoo. I do manifest things and write them down because I feel like that is how you make things come to fruition. But I do not do voodoo. And as far as friends, I'm only not friends with one person in this story time, which was my best friend at the time, and I'm only not in a relationship with that person anymore. Besides that, I'm still friends with all my friends that I've been friends with for years, and that's literally fine. If I lose friends and I gain more friends, that's fine. This is not a who looks worse competition. Like, I was trying to stress that in the first part. I even prayed when I posted that first part, like, this is not a who looks better. That's never what it was at all. Also, lying about my age. I did lie about my age. I take full responsibility. I lied about my age, and if that was such a big factor, why did you date me? Because you found out about my age before we got in a relationship, and you continued to date me, and you continued to be with me for months after, and you continued to make me drink while I was 19 the whole relationship. So, continuing with the story. I go outside, and I get on the phone with Kay, and Kay's like, this is what happened. D went to L's job, and they basically chopped it up. They had a conversation, and they basically said that they feel like they're still soulmates. They feel like they still want to be together, or they feel like they were soulmates that met at the wrong time. Something about soulmates. Basically trying to clear up what happened to their relationship, apologizing to each other, just talking about the relationship. This whole phone call is recorded, which I can include, but I respect Kay, so I wasn't going to post this video because I have her face in it. But I was like, okay, like, can you show me proof? And these are the screenshots that she sent me, which was like kind of the conversation her and Elle had. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate you for telling me. We both kind of looking at each other like a little bit sad and hurt because the shit is embarrassing. But the difference between my girlfriend and Elle at the time, Elle told Kay. Elle told her they had a conversation. She told her the soulmate shit and all that. Even if that shit was hurtful, she was honest with her, bro. And that's what I wanted, honesty. I don't feel like anything justifies you being a liar and not telling me the truth. That's not cool. You don't do that. It don't matter what happened throughout the relationship. It doesn't matter. Why are you lying? And if you wanted to be with somebody else, or if you didn't, the least you could have did was told me y'all had a conversation. Y'all might feel this way and this way about each other, but you still with me. My parts are not posting, you guys. I don't know why. I'm silenced because my page has been getting reported and etc. But I'm going to say a few things. I don't know when this video is going to post. Probably in the morning. But I'm going to say a few things and continue with the story. I feel like it's a little bit sad because in my part one of my story time, I said I forgive this person. I'm not bashing this person. I'm not saying anything negative about this person. We had our ups and downs in our relationship, etc. I never said this person is a bad person. This person lost all their friends. Nobody fucks with them. This person is a thief. This person does voodoo. I never said anything about your character at all. I never said anything about this person's character at all. Still, in the story, show me right now where I said this person is a bad person. I never said that, ever. People make mistakes, and that's okay. But for you to start part one of your story with, I do voodoo, and I'm a thief, and nobody fucks with me, and all this stuff, if nobody fucks with me, then I feel the same way. Because people that you were friends with, I'm still friends with, and the people that I were friends with, you're still friends with, okay? People change friends. That's fine. I've never linked with Lauren or Riley ever. I don't know where that came from. Like, huh? And that's crazy because none of those things have anything to do with the cheating story at all. They have nothing to do with that. Like I said, I never portrayed this person's character to be a bad person. And if I want to tell this story 1,000 times over, like I said, to help anyone that has gone through domestic violence or mental and physical abuse, then I will. I will. Still, if you go watch her parts, it's just pointing fingers, blaming me. It's my fault. I'm the one with the negative energy. I'm the one that did this, that, and the third. It was me. The whole series is saying how I was the bad person. And that's why I said it's sad that this has now became a competition to see who's the worst person. That was never my intentions. And that's sad, bro. To say that I was such a negative person, I had such negative energy, and when your friend passed away, I made it all about me, and I made everything about me, but you told me you would take my life the same way that your friend passed away. It's crazy. Not did I record these videos spitefully. I recorded these videos out of fear for my life. So yeah, I wasn't going to post no voice memos or nothing that had to do with outside of the situation, but now, like, to say that I'm so evil and you told me you would take my life and my mother's life. And the thing is, if all these things that she said were true, if nobody fucks with me, I did voodoo, I'm evil, I'm negative, I'm all these things, I'm crazy, I'm delusional. None of these things justify abuse. None of these things justify cheating. None of these things justify threatening to take my life and my mother's life. None of those things are justified. And like I said, I wasn't even going to go there. That had nothing to do with the story. Those things were never going to come up at all until now. I feel like my character is being played with. Like, wow. And she right. She made her video when it happened that year. I did it. I didn't get to say anything. I didn't say anything. I was dealing with the shit. And it was painful. And now I'm able to tell this story without crying, without getting emotional, because I know that I'm not in fear of my safety in my life anymore. And no, it's not a joke. It's not funny. I am laughing and giggling, which is my way of coping. It's not a joke, but I'm going to tell my story how I want to tell it. Nobody has to sit and watch me. If you feel like I'm irrelevant, stop coming to my page. Stop watching it. If y'all feel like I'm low on rent, TikTok pays pennies, y'all. Join the TikTok creator program. I'm going to get about $2 for the day. Probably $10 at the end of the week. I'm not making no money. My views, okay, I'm going to tell this story. Y'all nosy right now. My views going to go back regular. Like, as I want them to be. I want them to be regular. I want to be and deal with the supporters that support me every day. Not the ones that are here for the drama. With me, you could have just said anything, bro. It didn't even have to be this. So I go back in the club, and before I walked out to go get on the phone with Kay, I had told my best friend, we're not going to say nothing to my girlfriend yet because she's going to try to stall and make an excuse. I'm going to go outside, have the conversation, record the conversation, come back in, show her the original text, and act like I'm, like, kind of still clueless, just to see what she says first, because I don't want to confirm or deny anything. I want to see if she's just going to openly admit it to me or if she's not going to say anything at all. So I show her the original DM where Kay DMs me and was like, hey, shorty, we need to talk. And she instantly gets up and says, I'm finna go outside. I have to go outside. And I'm kind of like, I need an explanation. I need you to say something like, hello? And she's like, I'm about to go outside. So she goes outside and she kind of tells me and my best friend, like, we need to stay inside. Like, she doesn't want me to come outside. And I don't know what she did outside. I don't know if she called, like, to see what I know. I don't know what happened outside, but I end up coming outside and I end up kind of saying, you know what, I'm just going to go back to my mama's house once again because this is some bullshit, bro. And you still not explaining that you have nothing to say. So she's like, okay, fine. We could talk. Let's talk in the car because we are in front of a club. So I'm like, okay, I agree to talk to you in the car, but I do want to Uber myself, like, home. I want to go to my mama's house. As soon as we get in the car, she swerves off and she's not letting me get out the car. Like, she kind of kidnapped me and was like, no, we're going home. Like, you're not going to your mama's house. We're arguing the whole car ride home. And she's kind of starting to tell me little bits and pieces. Like I said, she doesn't know that I got on the phone with Kay at this point, but she's low-key telling me a little bit, but she's still not really giving me an explanation. She doesn't want to rat herself out, if that makes sense. But I knew she was trying to say a few things, so I don't just go and call L myself. We pull up at the house, and I'm like, call L, call L. I want to know what she got to say. Call L. So I take her phone, and I call L. And when I call L, she yells to L over the phone and says, hang up the phone, hang up the phone, hang up, hang up. Did you just tell your ex-girlfriend to hang up on me? And honestly, I'm in shock. I'm like, wow, this is what I'm going through. Like, this is crazy. So we go upstairs to our apartment. We get on the floor, and she hits me, and we start fighting. And she's probably going to say I hear it first. She's probably going to say multiple things, which I didn't hear her first. I don't put my hands on people. But she hit me first, and we started fighting, and it got to a point where I'm pinned down on the ground, and she's choking me out like this. And the last thing I remember is passing out. Pause. I want to mention this really fast. When we moved into her apartment and we upgraded because we already was in that complex, I never put my name on the lease. And she can attest to that in her video from a while ago. I never put my name on the lease ever because I just never got to it. It had been a month or 2 months. Somebody said that's irresponsible. I feel like it's dumb as hell. I should have did it. But because of that, we only had one house key. So as I'm coming to and I'm getting up and I'm realizing that she's running down the hallway and she took the house key from me. I don't have a car at this time. My phone's on 1%. And she left me for dead once again. Luckily, I was able to use my last percentage to call my best friend, and she came and got me. And like I said, I was left for dead. I fainted, and I literally had to go to my best friend's house that night, and she did not check up on me. She did not call me. She didn't even know where I was. My best friend and me kind of knew where I was, and we weren't going to tell her because we were trying to see, was she actually even going to be concerned and pull back up to the apartments and even see, like, am I still outside of our house? But no, she never came back, and she left me. I stayed the night at my best friend's house. I am crying. I am going through it. I'm having a hard time. And she tells my best friend that she once again is going to go stay at the friend's house that she was at the night before when she got really drunk and she was not able to drive. That's where she said she's just going to sleep. Mind you, you took the house key from me. So you're going to not let anybody sleep at our apartment? You're going to leave and then I can't get in. So now we're just both not at home? I don't know. I go to sleep at my best friend's house, and I think something's off. I'm getting an itch in my skin. Something is off. I don't know what it is. Once again, I'm like, dang, maybe I'm just feeling antsy because like what I just found out. But I knew that something was wrong. I remember that when we were finna move into her apartment, she told me her ex-girlfriend, L, lived in the same brand apartment complex that we lived in. I was like, this might seem very far-fetched, but I'm about to go on Elle's Instagram. I'm about to try to guess from the background of her pictures where she lives. This might be some really stalker shit. I'm so sorry. And I found it on Google, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna pull up to the apartment just to see if she's there. I don't know what itch. I don't know if God told me this. I don't know what the heck. But I pulled up, and guess what? Guess fucking what? Continuing on with the story. So, I pull up to the apartment complex, and I see her car. And I'm like, ain't no way. Like, this cannot be her car. Like, this cannot be my girlfriend's car at her ex-girlfriend's house. I wasn't even too sure if that was even the ex-girlfriend's house yet, because I was like, I don't want to assume, like, what if she here at these apartments and maybe it is her ex-girlfriend's apartments, but she not even in there, she in a whole nother apartment. So I didn't want to assume and say the wrong thing. So me and my friend decided we're gonna sit there for a little bit of time, and we sit there for like 3 hours, kind of just contemplating like what's going on. I'm in shock. I'm sad, but I don't want to cry. I'm trying to laugh at the situation, but I'm like, damn, once again, like, damn. So I call her. She doesn't answer. My best friend calls her. She doesn't answer. And I'm like, dang, I'm going to try to wait a little bit to see if she come outside. But if she don't come outside, I don't know what I'm going to do because, like, I'm going to catch her. If that makes sense. I need to catch her red-handed. So I'm just sitting there, and I see a pizza truck come. It's Marco's Pizza. And I see Elle walk out. Elle walks out of her complex, and she gets pizza, Marco's. And I'm like, damn, should I say something? Is this my chance? I'm like, I can't do that. No, I don't even know if I'm right. I might be completely wrong and horrible. So finally, 5 minutes later, D calls me back. And she's like, what's up? And I'm like, where are you? Like, you didn't check on me? Like, she's like, I did check on you. I texted you, and I didn't know where you was, and I was trying to figure out where you was, and etc. And I'm like, well, where are you? And she's like, I'm at the person's house, the same friend that she said from before. And I'm like, okay, can you give me the key for the apartment? Like, I want to go to my apartment, like, you know? And she's like, I'm going to come, like, in a few hours. And I'm like, well, can you come now? Like, I haven't been able to get in my apartment for however long, and I would like to. And she's like, I'm going to tell you when I'm coming. It's going to be, like, a few hours. So I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what have you been doing? Like, did you eat? Like, what's going on? She's like, yeah, I actually just got pizza right now from Marcos. I said, wow, that's weird because your ex-girlfriend just came outside her apartment to get Marcos pizza, and I need you to come outside. I just told her, I'm like, I need you to come outside. I'm here. Like, you don't gotta lie. Just come outside by yourself. Like, you don't even have to tell the other girl to come outside. Just come outside and tell me that you wasn't in her apartment. Tell me. Look me in the eye and tell me I'm tripping, bro. She hangs up in my face and she stops answering the phone. And my best friend is like, you should leave. Like, this is enough. This is enough for you. Like, what else do you need to see? What else do you want? And I'm like, bruh, I don't know. Like, I want her to come outside. So she doesn't end up coming outside. Kay ended up pulling up, and we go to the door. They don't open the door. And they don't say anything, like, at all. I finally decide to leave, and I'm like, wow. I go home, and I let her know, like, kind of through text, like, I will be getting all my stuff out of the apartment, and I will be moving out. And wow, like, I am beyond shocked. I also text her mom, and I say I am moving out of the apartment, and she cheated on me. And this is the receipts here. She finally comes to the apartment after I'm getting my stuff out, and it's like, let's talk. Like, come on, like, come outside, come downstairs, like, let's talk. So I come downstairs, and I'm like, what's up? You know, at this point, I'm just blank face. I'm numb at this point. And she finally admits everything, and she still is trying to lie, like, saying that she was only over there for, like, 5 or 10 minutes, not knowing that I had sat outside for 3 hours previous. But she said that she had just went 10 minutes before I got there, like, trying to say she was only there for a short time.
I don't know. I don't care. But one thing I can say, though, my name been in kids months, bro. And I don't need to hear. I don't need to hear nothing. Whatever. I don't need to hear shit. I seen everything with my own motherfucking eyes, bro.
That's between y'all. Like, I don't believe Maya. I don't believe Kia. I ain't believing nobody. Like, there's some weird shit going on. I just would rather not be involved. Like, I'd rather just, like, you know, that's between y'all. Whatever you want to, like.
So what do you want to do?
We done. We breaking up. I'm getting my stuff. I'm going to stay here for the night. I don't know if you want to stay somewhere else. I don't mind. Like, I have to stay here. I'm, like, you know, I don't got no car. I'm still trying to figure shit out. So I'm going to stay here. I'm going to get my stuff, like, over the next couple of days, I guess, because I did just pay the rent. And I don't know, like, yeah. And then I'm going to take Benji. You can keep the bit, like, you keep everything. Like, I honestly bought some stuff for the house. You can actually keep it. Like, it's nowhere to put it on my house. So. There's nothing to say. So are you about to come in the house now, or like what's next?
I just come and just chill for a second. I'm still drained. I got a lot on my mind.
Like I said, I told her mom I'm moving out. I tell her I'm moving out, and at this point it's please don't move out. Like, please don't move out. Please, I want to fix this. And this is where if I'm so crazy and all these things come in, then why didn't you just let it go? So I eventually forgive her, and we do get back together. I'm kind of in and out of the apartment for the whole month because I had moved my stuff out, majority of my stuff. Then I moved it back in. I'm not sleeping there most of the nights because we're still getting into it. We kind of having trust issues. And I didn't want to pay the rent because how you kicked me out and took the key from me, I don't feel like this is my apartment anymore. I feel like it's your apartment, which it technically was because my name was not on the lease. But young and immature, I was thinking nobody would ever do that to me. But I didn't want to pay the rent because, no. Do I feel like that was right? No. I don't feel like that was right at all. I was still in and out of the apartment. That was still my partner. So I eventually did pay the rent. I paid it late. I will be inserting the screenshots where I told her, I have the rent. I'm trying to give it to you in your hand. And I paid it. So the irresponsible or laziness or when things like that come in, I gave it to you. I did. And the month previous, I did as well, on time. So